Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever it is, and welcome to NerdTube, the greatest channel you never heard of. And today we're going to be talking about the new season 3 of the Titans, not the new Titans or the young Titans, just the Titans. And today with me, as usual, my usual cohort is Reverse Zam. How you doing today, my friend?
Zam.
Oh, how you doing, mate? Sorry, I apologise. Sorry,
looking at those ladies on the internet again.
It's all good. I do apologise, but yeah, all good.
And below me is Barry Ireland, otherwise known as the fastest cheetah alive. How you doing?
Good. Or wait, no, I got to do like the DC universe or the EC.
Well,
I'm suffering a bit of lag, guys. So, I don't know if it's me or anybody else.
No, I'm suffering a little bit as well. But yes, all three of us have watched the most recent season 3 of the Titans. So with that, I will say what should we go through all the episodes individually, or should we just say what we thought about it? Actually, let's go through individually. So
it's however you want to do it, man. You're hosting.
Yeah. So episode 1 was episode 1. What did you think, Zam, of episode 1?
I kind of like that we just get straight off the bat that we have an established team. You know, the Titans are established now. They're all together. You know, they're not undercover either. They're quite renowned as well. You saw them giving interviews and stuff, minus Nightwing because he's got a Batman sort of persona. But that was pretty cool. People think of them as heroes. I like it. You know, that's what we've been striving for a while. An established team, no more origin stories. Yes, we are going to get one with the Red Hood, but that's understandable because Jason Todd does have a story of his own. You know, he's Robin for a bit, then he becomes Red Hood. So
I say
I liked how episode. And what's that? What's that?
I said we kind of already gotten the Red Hood, like the Red Hood origin story too. I mean, as you said, you know, he was Robin for a bit, and then the thing happened at the beginning of this season. So keep going, Zan. I'm sorry.
And I don't mind that. I don't mind that too much because at least it's just kind of based on one character. When like before we had to get origins of everybody, you know, the whole fucking caboodle. And sometimes the previous seasons they kind of dragged with fucking unnecessary flashback episodes and shit like that, which always pissed me off. But I always felt like we're just about to go forward and now we're going backwards. So I'm very happy with the first episode that the team's established and we're about to get things going. The Joker obviously killing Jason Todd at the beginning. Everybody saw that fucking coming. I mean, that wasn't surprising. But I was kind of surprised that Bruce Wayne ended up killing the Joker because that could go either way. I mean, the way Batman has been established over the years, he's a killer, he's not a fucking killer, or somebody who ends up becoming a killer who wasn't a killer before. There's all variations of him. So, yeah. This was a good first episode as far as I was concerned. And Joker and Batman, they were never the main element of episode 1. They were just a conduit, just to get the ball rolling, so to speak. And I'm happy about that because the last thing we want is somebody like a Joker character being, you know, the prominent villain of this season. I'm glad he was a one and done, and now we can move on.
Cheetah, what did you think of episode 1?
I really liked it. As Zam said, I liked the fact that the team was together. The team was together in the beginning. We got the money shot in the beginning with the 4 of them in crypto. Nightwing, as you said, it tracked that Nightwing wouldn't be talking to the press, but then Starfire was, and Beast Boy and Superboy were. And I like it that way. I hate this whole this whole undercover. Like I like that in Young Justice because of what it was. I wanted Titans to be like the heroes of San Francisco. Like they were the peeps in San Francisco that people were like, they're saving us. In this first episode, it was kind of jarring with the whole Batman killing Joker thing. I was like, really? But I thought one character that I'm really enjoying. Give me 1 second, Sam. One person in this first episode that I'm really enjoying. Well, 2 people technically is Beast Boy and Superboy. Actually, I really like their dynamic together, and I know that it expands over the whole
Yeah.
3 episodes. And I'll actually talk about that later when we get to the 3rd episode. But there's a lot going on with those 2 characters, and I really like it. I really like the way that they're building those 2 up, as and they're kind of goofballs, but also they're they're good characters. I like the fact that Beast Boy, he's not just a comedic relief. He knows, like, it looks like he's been training so he can actually fight. Like, because I know it's hard to do the budget where it's like he's turning into a tiger or any kind of animal every season or every episode. I understand that, especially on the streaming budget. So I'm glad that they gave him something to do. And, like, I kind of I'm okay with him, like, when he's using kind of the powers of the animal, like that he turns green, like, when he kind of got really agile in the beginning and he was beating up the guards and he got green and he was doing more martial arts. I like it. I mean, I'm not saying that I prefer it, only because I would love to see him transform into a bear every episode, or some kind of random animal every episode. But I understand it, and I like the guy who plays Gar. I really like him. So that, I mean, for a lot of that. I mean, that is a really good first episode. I was all in when I first watched it.
I just want to quickly get this in before I forget, but Tim Drake was introduced in episode 1 as well. And I thought to myself, I thought to myself, I bet that kid's Tim fucking Drake. Yeah.
I thought that
after
too.
He had that, yeah. Yeah. And then as he was riding on, only when he was riding on his bike, I think, all right, whatever, this kid's going to probably get beaten up by some bad guys, and or the cops are going to beat him up, and then Nightwing's going to come in and save the day or some shit like that. But as he's riding on his bike, I thought, I bet he's Tim Drake. And then you start to see that he's a good kid, and then his mum calls him Tim, and I thought, yeah, fucking nailed it. But that's all we got from him. We didn't see him in the 2nd episode or the 3rd. And obviously, I think I might be jumping ahead. No, I might be jumping ahead here, but Bruce was trying to recruit a new sidekick.
I think that was in episode 2, but yeah, you're right. Like,
yeah. So yeah.
Or no, did the first episode end? Did the first episode end with Bruce killing the Joker and walking out?
Yeah, he did, because like already, Jason was already dead, and like fucking Bruce was already like trying to find a replacement. He was already moving on. And by the way, that Commissioner fucking Gordon with no mustache, because we saw a picture of Barbara Gordon's dad, and it was Commissioner Gordon. Heresy. Fucking heresy.
I didn't like that.
Gordon
either.
has to have a fucking mustache. He needs a fucking mustache. I don't care what race he is. He has to have a fucking tash. All right.
Okay, do you mind if I jump in with one more thing? Also, speaking of Gordons.
Yeah.
I like the actress who's playing Barbara Gordon. I like and I like the way she's being. Why the hell is she Commissioner Gordon already? She's right around the same age as Dick. Dick is like what, 25?
How the fuck? Yeah.
How is she Commissioner Gordon?
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind if she's like a detective.
Are they that desperate?
Yeah. Well, I don't mind if she's like a detective. Like Detective Gordon. Like, she kind of, after she got out of the bat business, went, with the paralysis, went and became a detective instead. I understand that, but it's like, how is she already a commissioner? That was my one thing the whole episode. Well, the whole couple episodes. I'm like, what?
She was always a bit of a techie, and also she seems to only have one leg. When the fuck did that happen? I thought she was paralyzed, but not that
I'll double check, but I think her legs were crossed most of the time.
Well, I was looking hard at that. I was like, really focusing on that. It always looked like she had one fucking leg, and I was a bit weird. But I didn't think she was amputee.
Yeah, I mean, maybe she's an amputee. Yeah. But I mean, the story with Babs Gordon was she got shot in the midsection, and it paralyzed her. So
yeah,
went straight through. So, but yeah, no, that was the one thing that really.
I'll see what I thought.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'll say what I thought. The really good parts was that the fact that you didn't see the Joker at all. All you saw was the back of him and him just like constantly, and I think that put the focus of where it should. It was on Jason Todd, and it was on the Titans and how they dealt with it. Like one of the things that I really liked about this was that you could tell that they had camaraderie, because Jason Todd in the second season was a little bit of a whiny arsehole, but in this, like you can tell that they cared about him, that they wanted him to succeed. And plus the guy playing Bruce Wayne, was it Ian Glenn? I don't think we've actually seen him in the actual Batsuit yet.
No,
I don't think we will. I don't think we ever will, to tell you the truth.
I mean, we've only seen like a silhouette of a bat suit in season 1, I think it was, but I don't want that dude is I'm sorry. When I first saw that dude in season 2, I thought it was Alfred. Like he looks, and I'm sorry, I don't care what his age is. He looks too old to be Batman.
50 something.
Yeah, I mean, but look at Ben
Yeah,
Affleck. He's
knocking
50 something.
60.
Oh, is he
Yeah.
60? Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
and it's like you're only on Jason Todd as you're only on Jason Todd as he should be. Honestly, Batman should be in his late 30s, I think, at this point with that timeline. You
Yeah.
know, so it's
I
like they
agree.
should have casted some. That guy should have been Alfred. I have no problem with the guy with the actor. I feel like they're having casting issues here. You know what I mean? Like you said, Jim Gordon doesn't have, and I mean that guy would have been fine as Jim Gordon if he just Oh, they could have done a reverse Superman. They could have CGI'd a stash on him.
Yeah, just put a fucking tash on him, and then everything's fine. But the idea of him not having one just felt wrong in every department. Even young Gordon had a fucking tash. But yeah,
Yeah, but I like the fact that everybody's guilty Bruce Wayne into giving up the batsuit. Like, Brian McConnell's doing it. Dick Grayson's doing it. It's a little bit much in my opinion, but I do think it set the stage of what this season's going to be about, which is discovering your identity, your true identity. So
I was a bit pissed off that they're already throwing the Batman moniker onto Dick Grayson. He just fucking became Nightwing at the end of last season, and now they're telling him to become Batman. Come on, mate.
Well,
I know he does, but
no,
like, come on, just give him a season or two as Nightwing before we make him Batman.
I thought that exact same thing, but I think it's just I don't think he's wanting to be Batman. I think he just means be the symbol of Batman as Nightwing. Like be a better Batman as in the symbol, not as in like be Batman. You know what I mean? And I mean if that's what Bruce intended, I think Dick just was like, fuck it, I'm Nightwing.
And by the way, Bruce Wayne's also a bit of a trickster. Like, you never know if he truly is genuinely doing what he's supposed to be doing. Like, after killing the Joker and he disappeared, it could be him just doing a test, for all we know, to see if they're capable of running shit without him. And he was watching all along. I mean, he's such a fucking bizarre guy. He's such a sociopath in the good sense. You just don't know what the fuck's up with Bruce Wayne in his mind as well. But yeah.
See second. So episode 2, we'll start with Cheeto because we just have episode 2. What did you think of episode 2?
All right, so episode 2 that's the one where obviously Bruce is gone.
Where we see the Red Hood for the first time, because in the first episode we heard about like that there's these killings going on that we don't see, which I think is something like stupid, like 8 people have been killed so far, and then like we've got another, I think it's like another 12 or something like that at the start of the episode, and then we just see the Red Hood coming into that that night-esque meeting.
Gotcha. I really feel like that they rushed the Red Hood thing. I understand they wanted to get it in this season, but it's like he died one day, and then there's then immediately he's back like as the Red Hood. And I didn't like that. I get it. We don't need seasons that go by without him, but like they could have maybe made the inkling that Jason Todd, like it was the day after the end of the season 2 happened. And then that's when he got killed, like not long after season 2 ended, and then it's like a year later, and then all of a sudden all this stuff starts happening. But I mean, them going straight from he's dead, no time later, and then all of a sudden he's the Red Hood. It doesn't track for me. That's one of my biggest beefs about the Red Hood right now. I like the outfit. I even like the attitude. The opening scene where Red Hood comes in and he does that's straight out of the comic and the animated movie, which I'm okay with because it's both the animated
authentic
are true to the source material. So I mean, you can't fault them for that. I thought the animated did it better, but still, it was still a pretty good scene. But I just this Jason Todd teenage Red Hood thing just doesn't track well with me. I mean, I feel like it just not enough time has passed where, as I said, if they gave us a year where he was dead, maybe, because then he has to get, however he came back, Lazarus Pit, technology, he didn't actually die, whatever. There needs to be a space there. And that was my biggest beef with this episode. Was that.
Can I just add to that
Yeah.
I don't mind him being the Red Hood in the second episode. I appreciated that, but they should have acknowledged that some time had passed
That's what I
at the
mean.
beginning. Yeah, at the beginning of episode 2, so it makes it feel a bit more authentic because he was confirmed dead, and now he's fucking Red Hood immediately.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, no time has passed, and he's Red Hood. What else happened?
He also just happened to be reading a chemistry book before he died, which is kind of unusual.
Well, and they haven't really addressed that because I mean they've started to unlock that mystery, but I mean it's like, okay, so Jason now is high on some kind of drug that
inhaler. Maybe that's what resurrected him. You know,
maybe I think it's something that has to do with the Scarecrow's fear toxin. It makes him braver or something, or makes him makes any of his reservations or fears go away. So that's kind of what I was thinking. But I know it has. I mean, maybe that has something to do with him being resurrected. But I feel like there's going to be something else regarding his resurrection.
Okay, so what? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say. So, what did you think of episode 2?
It was good. We got fucking Hannibal Crane in episode 2, which was nice to see. Like when he said, "I want some weed," I'm thinking, is he genuinely meaning ganja here? And he go, yeah, he wants some this fucking version of fucking Crane, the Scarecrow is a fucking stoner, And then when you look, when we got, I have to admit, I wasn't too impressed with the look of him. I expected my idea of Crane is to be quite a skinny guy, and this guy looked like Haley Joel Osment. He really did, Yeah, and he smokes a lot of weed, and it looks like Dick Grayson's going to be going to him for information, but it was pretty cool. Like he end of the day, even though he's a fucking nutcase and stuff, he's still a shrink. And the shrinks, by the way, in Gotham are fucking crazy. Whether you're Hugo Strange, Harley Quinzel, or is it Earbod Crane? I forget his first
Jonathan
name.
Crane. Jonathan
Crane. Okay, my bad. But they all seem to be fucking crazies, the shrinks in fucking Gotham. But yeah, nevertheless, when we finally got to him, and he's become this Hannibal Lecter type of character, it was interesting. I appreciated that Dick Grayson using him. I don't know when the tables are going to turn because, end of the day, he's a Batman villain. I mean, he's an intelligent man. A lot of these fucking Batman villains are PhDs. Yeah, so he's going to use his brain at some particular point to maybe turn the tables. Boss man, go for it.
Yeah, I'm just going to say the whole point. I think that he uses the weirdest part of his chemicals that he uses to use scarecrow power on people. So I think he's
paranoia. It's a good point because weed does make you paranoid. Somebody who fucking has smoked it. If your buzz gets fucking ruined, it's like shit. What the fuck's that? You know what I mean? You're fucking getting high and somebody rings your doorbell. It's like shit. You know what I mean?
The popo.
Yeah. So like, yeah. But nevertheless, it was good to see him. I'm not sure about the of his look. I'm not necessarily the best. I'm not liking his look too much, but whatever. We've got another recognized villain of the DC universe, and it's good to see him.
I mean, it just also harkens the point that it just harkens the point back to. I feel like there's a lot of miscasting in this show, like the Batman, the Crane. I just feel like that they suffer from miscasting. They're just kind of like, well, what are we looking for?
Barbara Gordon too, mate.
I kind of like the actress who plays Barbara Gordon.
We'll make her older then, but in the sense that she's a commissioner. I would
no,
10
that's
years
what I'm saying.
older,
Like,
really.
she shouldn't have been commissioner. Like that should not.
Yeah, oh, fair enough.
She should have been Detective Gordon.
Okay, so I like the fact that this episode concentrated on people's reactions to finding out that it's Jason. Like when he fired at Dick in that like train graveyard or wherever it was. Anyway, and he's fast firing guns. He's just like, they talk to him just like, holy crap! And people like just going, think it's the old Jason like that. It's a group of saying he read a book. I was like, dude, he was brought up by Batman. He was trained by Batman. He can probably read a book and understand it.
I guess, yeah, good point.
The thing is that and then like this is the thing that made me cross. Right, there's a line in it where they go, there's where Batman, where Bruce Wayne goes, you cottoned on to things that I didn't. I said, the world's greatest detective, ladies and gentlemen. Like, it's like, for heaven's sake, this guy's supposed to be like the world's greatest detective. That's literally one of his titles, the world's greatest detective. And he didn't even know that Jason Todd had a flaming sign thing. If he was like, oh yeah, I know about it, and all he was like a place for his mum or something like that.
Well, but here's the thing with Batman is that he even said it in the episode. Like, he may be the world, but that's like when he's focused on a problem. He didn't know that there was a problem with Jason, besides the fact that he's a rebellious teenager. Like, if he would have got a hint, I feel like if he would have got that small little hint that he was doing something on the side, then he would have investigated it. And I feel like Bruce was just so focused on the mission in Gotham and the war in Gotham that's why he wasn't looking for anything on the homestead. He was always out looking at the villains and everything like that. So that's why I feel like he missed it, because he's so laser focused on everything that's going on out in Gotham that he doesn't know what's going on in his own home.
So do you think it's what's caused him to survive the death is that like that thing that he shot, that drug he was taking?
That could be it.
Because I do know that there's several like superpowered drugs in the DC universe. Like there's one that makes you go super fast. There's one that gives you like super resilience, and I think it could have been that because the way that Jason Todd was brought back in the comics was that he was put into a Lazarus pit.
They mentioned the Lazarus pit, but that kind of got tossed aside quite quickly by Dove when they mentioned
by the way,
it.
Can I just say, right, that Mickey Kelly is so attractive.
She's fucking in her 40s as well, man. I mean, yeah, mate. When you're Hollywood, you do whatever you can to make yourself not age.
What's it said?
Are we on episode 2 or episode 3?
Episode 2.
Okay, because the stuff you're mentioning, I think some of the stuff you mentioned was in episode 3. I thought were there reactions.
I just want to quickly, I want to quickly mention this as well. Like people like Robin, he wears a fucking thing over his face, over his eyes, and people are not supposed to know that he's Dick Grayson. Whilst fucking Red Hood, he had a little crack in his fucking in his mask, and Dick's able to figure out that it's Jason Todd straight away. And I did find stuff like that a little bit weird. I mean, obviously he's more familiar with him, but he's known him and stuff like that. But yeah, I did find that a bit funny as well.
Takes off his glasses and nobody sees he's Superman.
Yeah.
So Corey was having like these weird visions of somebody or like a girl. I think I'll say it was Jason being like pushed through or something. I was like, what the hell is this? And then like she's
Starfire,
yeah. Corey under,
yeah. I think she's gonna have her own arc this season regarding her sister. I think because that was teased at the end of last season,
and they got to bring that in. As far as I'm concerned, I mean, you can't fucking have that woman becoming Blackfire and then fucking nothing going on this season. That needs to happen, as far as I'm concerned. And it's interesting, like she's having these blackouts, and like she ended up on the street somewhere and stuff like that. I like the way that fucking shrink gave her a call, gave her a proper booty call, man. The booty call if I've ever seen one, mate. Because she looked fucking great in this episode, in this season so far. And I don't blame him for calling her up, man. You know what I mean? I don't blame her at all. Don't blame him at all. But it's interesting to see what her sort of what's ever happening to it is. I can't wait to see a conclusion to that, because that's kind of starting to gather steam as well.
Well, I like the fact that she's kind of I think her outfit is a little much this season, but I'm glad that she's not in like a mini skirt the whole season like in season 1. Like I was like that whole thing. I was like, come on, like puts. But
I will say that the intro scene to this, where he jumps into that mob meeting, did give me Dark Knight vibes, where like the Joker turns to meeting. But this was much more different because like he just like shoots somebody and just like juts down and says, "I'm in charge now." Blah blah blah. It's just like okay.
Also, we got with Beast Boy. He gave some exposition on what's happened to Raven.
Mm-hmm.
And she's apparently trying to resurrect Wonder Girl, Donna Troy.
Which I hope they do, because I like Donna Troy.
Me too. I think she's great.
I mean, I could do without Raven.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not missing Raven at all.
No,
I'm not missing her at all. You know, I mean, I'm in a way. I wouldn't. If she never came back this season, I wouldn't be bothered. You know.
Yeah, I do want Donna Troy back though, and I maybe they will, maybe they won't. She's on the photo for this season. Did you notice that?
No,
Like,
I didn't.
yeah, well, you know, if you have DC, if you have a HBO Max, if you look at the actual like promo material for season 3, she's on the freaking promo material in her Wonder Girl outfit. So I'm like,
so she's coming back.
I mean, I assume she is, or maybe they just accidentally reused old footage from or old stuff from season 2, and she just happened to be there. But you know, I don't know. I know that Raven is in this season because there has been some behind the scenes where it's been showing her like getting, in her Raven outfit. So
She's not a kid anymore, yeah.
But I mean, she's also they're probably going to go. I hope they go to Themyscira. I think that'd be fun to see what Themyscira in this universe is like.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, yeah, that'd be cool. Okay, so let's go to episode 3. So this is called Hawk and Dove, where Hank and Dove, yeah, sorry, and this is about the reaction to finding out that Jason Todd is not only alive, but he's also a villain.
He's an asshole.
Well, he's always been that.
Well,
so
this is why. If I can start with this, boss man, regarding episode 3, this is what started to bug me. Like Jason Todd has become this criminal fucking mastermind in a short space of time. You know, like he's like 5 steps ahead of the fucking Titans. I know he knows them and stuff, but he really is ahead of them. And I'm shocked how gullible the Titans are. I really am. Like Hawk, wanting to fucking kill him initially, and then ends up not saying jack shit and all of that. He should have said something to those guys to say follow me or whatever, and all of that. So I just to change, to break his phone and to swim in shit and all of that sort of stuff. I couldn't believe it, man. And considering what he's done as well, Jason Todd, regarding that situation with the bank, I mean, he should have thought a lot better than doing what he did. But nevertheless, I'm not sure how I feel about. Look, I know Red Hood is a smart guy. I just didn't feel it was earned so soon because I didn't think Jason Todd had become this intelligent man or overnight, unless his resurrection somehow gave him some intelligence somehow.
But I was going to say, I think you're underestimating him because the thing is that people were saying that, I can't believe he was reading this book and all this sort of stuff. But you got to remember, he was trained by Batman, who is the world's greatest detective. So
but you saw the naivety. You saw the naivety of him with the Joker. I mean, the Joker in the day is not some super fighter like Batman. He's just a trickster, and he fell foul to him. Yet he's somehow, and like these other people are equally skilled to him, and yet somehow he's able to one up all of them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like there needed to be time that passed, and like even if you tell me he was trained by Ra's al Ghul or Talia al Ghul on the island, like when he was resurrected, like I'd believe that more than he just got super however he was resurrected made him super smart or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just and I agree with Sam. That's what I'm saying. The Red Hood thing is being very rushed, and although I like the way they're going with Red Hood, I don't like the pacing of which they're going with Red Hood. I think he'll be a very good villain. It's just it's not earned.
So you see that they've done it too quickly. Is that what you're saying? But the thing is you got to remember that it's only going to be like 10 episodes or something. It's going to be like 10 to 12 episodes. And
all they had to do, boss man, was just say 2 months later, 5 months later, and that in itself, because even 1 year later,
if he died right after the end of last season. They could have said 1 year later because it's been about a year since last season. They could just say 1 year later. Shoot, it doesn't matter with timelines. You could say 2 years later, although I think that's a bit too much time. But like you could do that. But I think 1 year is a good span for him to be dead, for him to become, for him to kind of get his shit together.
But I do agree.
The Titans to earn their role in San Francisco as these like celebrity heroes.
Yeah, because I do agree with you that. They should have made it more. What's the word? They should have kept his identity a secret. I mean, we all the audience know it, but the Titans shouldn't have known it until I would say 4 or 5 episodes in. So, like, I know that they actually did something smart with it though. what they did was when they tracked Hank with him basically playing up his more teenage side and that, I'm confused, blah blah blah, and he basically tricks him and puts that bomb on his chest. I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, well, I didn't like the way he tricked Hank. I like Hank, not in season 1, but in season 2 and actually in this season, I've actually really was liking Hank. So with what happened in episode 3, I was not mad, but I was very sad. I was like, God, I was starting to really love Hank. And Hank is, I mean, even though he's a musclehead, he's actually pretty level-headed and smart. And he's more like a tactician than he is a brute. I mean, he's got the body for a brute, but he's not stupid. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Jason Todd outsmarting Hank is pretty. And I mean, keep in mind, Hank and Dove and Robin have been doing this since they were teenagers.
Yes, before I forget, sorry. It was very convenient for Batman to disappear, by the way, for Robin to do all of this shit. And it's not like Bruce Wayne's dead. So the fact that he's not coming back, he would know that, he would have figured out by now that after Grayson figured out that he's Jason Todd, he would somehow get the information that he's Jason Todd, and he should be back by now. You know what I mean? It's just a bit weird that he just.
What I'm hoping that we see is that there's like an eventuality when they're in a situation, and then all of a sudden we see like a Batarang or something like that, and we see him in the full Batman uniform. And the thing is,
but at the same time, I don't want Batman to the rescue to resolve everything. Yeah. At the same time, I don't want that either.
Here was my thought. I think Batman should come back in Bruce Wayne should come back, and he's going to be like, he's traumatized, and he's going to be like, look, I'm here to help. I'm not going out in the field though. I am not right. I am not going out in the field, but I'm here. You know what I mean? Like he would be Bruce Wayne. He'd be in the cave.
Alfred. It'll be the Alfred role.
Yeah,
to the team. The guy in the chair. Guy in the chair for sure.
The mentor role.
Yeah, and then he'll be like, but he'll have to limit himself because he knows eventually he would just go. So it's like like Nightwing puts like a collar, like not a collar, but like an ankle brace or something on, like a home what are they called? Home
electronic tag.
Whatever, yeah. But like he can't leave the Wayne Mansion premises. You know what I mean? So, but I wouldn't mind that. But I'm glad that Batman's not there because I want this to be Titans. I want this to be Titans, not Batman and friends. You know what I mean? Like I want.
Yeah, I get you. Well, I've got to say that these 3 episodes have been really, really great. Like this last one, where like you see the things and like the way that him and Dove interact, like because him and Minka Kelly have great chemistry. The guy who plays Hank have great chemistry. I don't know if they're a couple in real life, but they have that sort of like real life love, sort of like loving, caring, chemistry. And it sees through the screen, and like when she's like hugging him and carrying him and tells him, it's going to be all right and stuff like that. I was like, you kind of melted my back heart a little bit, and like the bit when Jason's there with the dead man switch, he says, "If you want me to if you want to see Hank, you've got to kill me." I'm like, oh my god! It's like it's literally like something the Joker would do. It's like trying to turn the hero's morals against them, basically saying, "You've got to do this, or this person you love, you care about will die." I looked at she couldn't do it. It's just go ahead.
I like the way, like he wanted $50 million in gold, and considering Dick Grayson has the keys to Bruce's fortune, he could have wired him $50 million. I like that. I really like that. That was smart. But he doesn't want that in a way. He wants to turn the Titans into criminals, in a way, which was interesting. But the fact that he's so way ahead of these guys, one step ahead of these guys, was remarkable. Like some of the plans he came up with, like to put the detonator in the fucking gun and make Dawn be the person who kills him. Fucking genius, but it just doesn't. It feels wrong that it's coming from Jason Todd.
Well, and I just like, and with Hank, it's like, God, I was really starting to like that character, like the character of Hank. I mean, him with Crypto and with Beast Boy, it was so good. Like, I'm like, oh my God, why'd you kill him now?
When Superboy came into that ball of flame and I just looked around it, I was like, oh my God. I was just, sorry, I just like to fiddle with shit, sorry. So what did you guys think of episode 3? Sorry,
I like this whole the whole of everything. I mean, I have to be honest. I like Hank as well. So for him to be killed off was wow. They actually went there. And I give him credit for that because I didn't think I thought they were going to save the day. I genuinely thought they were going to rescue him. You got Superboy on the case. I thought he might do a fucking Flash thing where he fucking speeds up his fucking hand and he goes in and maybe pulls it out of his chest or something. No, they didn't do any of that. I like the fact that he was constantly trying to figure out the permutations of getting the way of neutralizing the tech, and I like the fact that the tech was fucking Wayne tech, which is better than military tech and and stuff like that. It kind of made sense why Jason Todd had it all and stuff like that, but nevertheless, it was great. I mean, and for Dawn to be Dawn is her name, for Dove to be the person to kill him, it's fucking genius. It really is. She's like the regret. I think the next episode is going to be a lot slower. The 4th episode is going to be a somber episode, and people are going to have a lot of self-reflection. But I'm fine with that. After what we've had the first 3 episodes, I'm totally fine with that.
I think that Dove's going to be done. I think that she's going to say, "I can't carry on." And I think.
Oh no, I think she's. I think she's going to come unhinged. I think she's quit. Like she may leave the Titans, but she's going to come unhinged, and she's going after Todd. Like I know. I totally disagree with you on that one.
Yeah, she's not going to let this fly, dude. She got tricked into killing her boyfriend, man.
On top of that, we still need to find out the ramifications of her robbing the armored car. Because technically she did, and she was in full costume, so everybody knows who Dove is, and she just robbed an armored car full of gold. I mean, even if she returns the gold, which I'm sure Nightwing did, but like even if they do, she's going to become a vigilante, and then the Titans are going to be under scrutiny, and everything like that.
Yeah. So what will happen is what Sam said, that because I do think that the pacing has been one of the issues that I don't care for, because I think they've been like rushed, they've been like been too quick with it. But I do like the fact that Jason is using what he knows about them against them. Like he knows how much stuff cares about Hank. He knows what Dick will do. He knows how Bruce would react to his death and stuff like that. It's like he's one step ahead, and I was like, that is so scary for the Titans. And again, this has actually been one of my favorite seasons of the Titans. I thought season 1 was good.
I mean, season 2 was a good step up, but this one's like, I'm like, holy shit, we're on. It's like Star Trek. Like they start off with a shitty first season, they improve in the second, and then they're like, they go all full in on their genre in the 3rd season. I like it.
I think what we're going to get more in episode 4, hopefully, because we haven't seen him since episode 1, is a bit of Tim Drake as well. Because now with Hawk dead, we've got an opening for somebody, and and maybe Tim. Well, not Raven obviously coming back too as well. That's going to play its part. But and you got to remember now, Jason's onto the dark side, so there's 2 spots available in that sense. And also, obviously, we need to find out more about Starfire's visions and what the fuck is happening to her, because that's going to play its part too. I want to get a bit more from Beast Boy and Superboy, because they've kind of been on the back burner a little bit.
Actually, no, I was going to say about episode 3, I really like Superboy in this season. Like,
I like Superboy too.
Last season, he was just like a blank slate, and he didn't do much, like, at all. And he didn't even get to showcase anything besides, hey, I'm a Superman clone. Like, it was almost like, why was he even there? This season, I'm like, I like this Superboy, and I like the way that he's not the same I was afraid he's gonna be the same Superboy from Young Justice, where he's like angry at everything, and he's kind of an asshole. And I know he's a nice guy. He's he's actually kind of a techie. Like he's assimilating all this information, and that makes sense. So he knows all this stuff, and it's like I really like this Superboy.
And plus, he's happy a lot of the time. He's got this smell of time. Like when that cop asked for his autograph, he was just like, "Oh sure." And then recently went, "Can I have an autograph?" He says, "Oh no, it just has a secret." So it's like, "Oh, that's going to be a massive bet."
I wasn't buying that, by the way. I wasn't buying that at all. The fact that he wouldn't want Beast Boy's autograph. Please, you got 2 of the fucking Titans there. Even if one of them is not fucking in the same sort of standard as Superboy, you want both their fucking autographs. You wouldn't think that Beast Boy's a piece of shit. Well, I wasn't buying that at all.
they were just playing on the whole Ant-Man and Hulk thing in Endgame.
Yeah, I agree. I
agree. I think that was kind of stupid. Like I with that, I kind of snickered a little bit, but I was like, that's kind of lame. I'm like, okay.
But
By the way, Beast Boy is one of the most like the most recognizable characters of like any Teen Titans, even in Young Justice. He's like a celebrity in the third season
Yeah.
of Young Justice. So it's like, honestly, it's almost like, you should have had him getting Beast Boy's autograph and then them looking at Superboy and going, why would I want a Superman knockoff's autograph? Like,
Yeah, I agree. And by the way, has Beast Boy been anything but a fucking tiger?
no,
Because so far, all
I
he's
don't
been
think
is a
so.
fucking tiger, and I
yeah,
would
but
like to see some
but
more
there's more
animals.
reasons for that budget.
Well, and the other thing
Yeah.
is I think when he was kind of having that self conversation with Raven or whatever, like that inner monologue or whatever, he was saying that somebody was telling him, he's like, oh, you can be any animal you want, blah 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 blah. So I think this season we're going to get more of Beast Boy becoming other animals than a tiger, but that's always kind of been his shtick, at least in this show.
Even though there's a budget thing, I would like to see maybe there's some animals which doesn't cost too much, doesn't cost into there. If he could be a hawk or some sort of bird of prey, he could be a fucking snake. That's not too difficult to do.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's plenty of
America's full
animals
of
they could
fucking
do.
bears.
And a
They
mouse.
could do a bear. It's not,
like a mouse.
Exactly,
They need to
mouse.
sneak in somewhere. He can become a freaking mouse and crawl in there. And they got to really,
exactly.
and I think the other thing that's kind of stupid still is that they need to kind of resolve the whole clothing thing. Like they need to have some kind of clothing, like Wayne Tech clothing that, changes with him, or like nanotech that goes into like a collar when he changes into an animal and then it comes back out when, like I feel like they need to, because every time he just be naked, every time he changes into a tiger is like, okay, we get it. In the first season, it was fine. Second season, okay, it's getting a little old. I'm like, this seems like, okay, we need to resolve this.
They could have easily have brought that in the first episode of this season.
Oh yeah.
And by saying that, this new clothing tech works really cool or some shit like that, and that's it. It's already resolved. But no, they just I almost forgot that I've almost forgot that he or it could be from Star Labs, but they could. Yeah. I've almost forgotten that they that he had the situation with his clothes, because I didn't think that happened. It felt like it never really occurred. But anyway.
Well, I mean, in the comic books, it was never a thing. They never and I get it why they did it in like the first season. You know what I mean? Like I get why they had it, because it's like, okay, it's funny. I never thought of it that way. And I mean, it's always been cartoons, so it's like you can't really address that as much in cartoons. But it's like, okay, second season, you're pushing it. And on third, I'm like, okay, guys, let's resolve this. It's a stupid loop, or it's a stupid plot point for Beast Boy. Let's resolve it and move on.
It's a bit like what they did with Voyager, because like they kept running out of fuel and they couldn't keep going with that story in Star Trek Voyager of them running out of fuel. So they dropped it after the third season, I think, and just like pretend it never became an issue anymore. But yeah.
Well, also another thing is that I mean, I'd love to see them like bring in like maybe like Brother Blood or so, just like maybe like he's one of the people who brought back Jason.
Who? I missed who you said.
Brother Blood.
Oh, Brother Blood. Okay.
He's a
I think we're going to get something from Scarecrow personally. I think there's going to be at some point he's going to get his fear toxin back. He's going to be escaping from jail, and he's going to have that hood back on.
Here's what I think, and this is my prediction. If it's right, haha. I feel like whatever, because it was yellow, whatever that chemical was he was inhaling, it is something from the scare toxin, but it's a different brand because the bad computer couldn't analyze it. So it's something different, but it's still derived from the fear toxin. And then what's going to happen is his Red Hood is going to break Scarecrow out of Arkham, and then he's either going to make him cook him some more, or he's going to, try to kill Crane or something, like, in prison or something like that. I don't know. But the Red Hood is going to be the person that either gets or kills Jonathan Crane in Arkham. But I'm pretty sure he's going to break him out, because I don't think we've seen the last of Jonathan Crane. Like, he doesn't even have to be Scarecrow. I think we haven't seen the last of the Jonathan Crane character.
Yeah, it's interesting what they're doing with the villains. In this, like, you got the massive villain like Joker. They pretty much dealt with him within a few minutes. Go on.
And I'm sorry. And the other thing I was going to say in regards to that is, you notice that Batman is the one that suggested to Barbara to consult with Crane. So maybe Crane got to Jason Todd somehow, like through their meetings or whatever. And maybe that's how Jason Todd got the fear toxin idea, and then kind of was manipulated by Crane to making this variant or something like that. And so that I think we've definitely got more Jason Todd, Jonathan Crane coming up. I'm almost positive of that.
Yeah. Do you think we're going to be getting any more surprises, like new people popping in? I mean, you said Wonder Girl could be coming back, but what about on the villain side?
I don't think
Brother
so.
Blood, Gargoyle. Actually, Gargoyle could work because his whole.
I'm thinking
because he's a Titans villain. He's a Titans villain, but also his whole stick is about manipulation. So maybe he's the one who's been manipulating Jason Todd this entire time to go into the Titans.
I feel like we might see possibly. Did Deathstroke die at the end of the last season? I don't think.
I can't remember.
No, you got taken in. I don't want Deathstroke to come back. I'm done with Deathstroke.
No. I think we might see him again, but I don't know. I don't think he'll like join the Titans. Whatever happened to? Did his daughter die? I don't remember what happened to the entire story.
No, she didn't. She didn't die, but the son died.
That's right. The son died. We could
get Roy Harper in.
Maybe.
I don't know. That's a bit of a stretch. Personally, I want fucking Carmine Falcone. That's who I want. You know what I mean? Because we're talking. It makes more sense in this world simply because Red Hood has got his thumb on the criminal organizations. Someone like Carmine Falcone doesn't want to be fucking under anybody's thumb. He probably wants to be the leader of all the fucking gangsters. And I wouldn't mind Carmine Falcone in some aspect. That would be a decent villain, you know, for what we're getting right now. He could be somebody who could help make these drugs and shit like that, you know, and for Red Hood or for Scarecrow, you know, it works for me. That's the sort of way I'm looking at it, you know, how it can interject itself into this story. Yeah,
I mean that would be. I mean, it makes sense, but I don't know how much of an impact that would have. But I mean, like, if you're asking for like a shocker or a surprise, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, we either Deathstroke or his daughter would show back up, like not to fight the Titans, but maybe like in a. See, that's why I don't think Deathstroke will show back up. Maybe the daughter will show back up for an episode.
Well, the daughter could be the way to get to Robin. I mean, to Red Hood.
Yeah,
you know, to get to his heart.
They had a relationship, didn't they?
They had a relationship, yeah, and that would be pretty cool, you know. So I wouldn't mind that in that sense. But yeah,
I mean, by the end of the season, we might get Robin 3 with Tim Drake.
I think we will. I think Tim Drake will definitely be in the outfit by the end of the season, and he'll probably end up. Yeah,
I don't know if I want him in the outfit by next. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's too quick. And do you think it'll be a Robin under Nightwing or a Robin under Batman?
Under Batman.
You think it'll be under Batman?
Yeah.
Because Batman's walked away. Tim Drake's in Gotham, and they've introduced him. And Nightwing is in Gotham.
Batman will come back. Batman will definitely come back, or Bruce Wayne will definitely come back. And I do think he will train Tim Drake. But it's funny because I don't know how good of a fighter. I mean, every Robin has to know how to kick ass.
Well, but here's the thing about Tim Drake. Tim Drake wasn't much of a fighter before meeting Batman. Tim Drake was the detective Robin. Dick Grayson was like the acrobatic Robin. Jason Todd was the angry Robin, and Tim Drake was the detective Robin. Like, that's how they've always been. Now, I mean, I did also
there's a fourth one, which is Damian Wayne.
Well, Damian's just
he's the arrogant Robin, but
yeah, he's the prodigal son that can just eat shit and die.
But I've seen the detective element from Dick Grayson. You know, I saw it in Young Justice. I remember that part where in the end of season 2, where he realizes the Blue Beetle is fucking with him, and he just snaps that pencil, and you realize shit, he knows, you know, and that's when he was Nightwing, actually, I believe. Mm-hmm. You know, Dick Grayson was, yeah. So like, well, you know, Dick Grayson.
But Batman even said himself, you know, that Tim Drake was more of a detective. And actually, he's even said Tim Drake was going to make a better Batman than Dick Grayson.
Age 12.
Regardless, he still needs to be able to kick ass.
No, and that's
You know what
right.
I
And
mean?
that, I mean, he'll get obviously. I mean, but look what they've done with Beast Boy. Beast Boy couldn't kick ass before, and now he's like
Doing roundhouse kicks in there.
yeah, like so. I mean, at its own. I mean, if the Titans train Tim Drake, I mean, I'm sure in no time he'll be good. Also, can I just say that I like the fact that they race swapped Tim Drake, just because with Dick Grayson and Jason Todd, and then it's like, and then with Tim Drake is my favorite Robin. And like when I found like Dick Grayson is like one of my favorite DC characters, but I didn't care for his Robin. I mean, he ran around in like, booty shorts or something like that as Robin with, elf shoes. I hated his Robin. But like Tim Drake, and I mean, I've read lots of comics with Tim Drake, and I love that Robin. And I love the fact that they went in on this one and said, look, this one's gonna be an African American, and I'm glad that they made that change, because it just needed, like, for me, it just needed to happen, because I really want a good Robin that's not just a Bruce Wayne Ward that's a white kid. You know what I mean? Like I want that.
Oh god! But the thing is that it's gonna get those idiots online, that the anti SJW people go.
Well, but you know what? They can
Menace
be
and all
mad
that, yeah.
because they're idiots, like you said, they're
Mhm.
idiots, but it was I was like, oh my god, that's Tim Drake, and I'm like, oh my god, that's awesome, it's Tim Drake, and I really like this kid, like, you know what I mean? Like I was like, yes. I thought
Yeah,
that
me too. He was very likable from
Yeah.
the beginning. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he learns if he can fight, if he learns how to fight, if he's just a natural fighter himself. It'll be interesting to see how the elements come in. I'm not sure if you know, but in the comic books, they've made Dick Grayson's Robin bisexual. Yeah, but he's Dick Grayson's Robin, so I think it's Dick Grayson's. You know what I mean? There's been so many fucking Robins now; it's hard to know who's who.
Well, that's why I never considered Dick Grayson a Robin. I mean, he's always been Nightwing. I mean,
fair enough.
As I said, his Robin was a joke, like in the comics. Maybe not in like other media, but like in the comics, like he was supposed to be the kids' gateway to Batman. You know what I mean? Like kids were supposed to love Robin, and it's just like, I like what they've done with him in recent years, like in comics or not in comics, but in the animated and stuff and the movies and stuff like that. Actually, he wasn't even really been in any movies. But I mean,
do you think we'll see him as Batman at some point in not this season,
Nightwing?
but maybe a season? Yeah, Dick Grayson, to be more precise. Do you think he'll end up being Batman?
I hope not. I absolutely hope not. As I said,
It is part of his arc. He does become Batman.
I mean, if we have an episode where he puts the cowl on for like one episode and then decides he doesn't want it, I'm okay with that. But I mean, I don't want him to become Batman. I'm sorry.
But so you just wanted just to be Nightwing, but he accepts the roles as Gotham's protector.
Yes, absolutely. I am okay with Nightwing. I am okay with Nightwing being the Gotham's protector and Batman retiring.
He needs to go to Bloodhaven, by the way, because he does have a period of time at Bloodhaven, and we have not seen that at all. So that would be interesting too.
As long as it services the show. I'm not too bothered about him being in.
I don't expect it this season. But it would be nice, that maybe if the Titans break up or whatever, like maybe at the end of this season they just had to break up because there's just too much bad blood, too many bad memories, and then he's, I think I'll go to Bloodhaven, and then we see a period, like I see an episode or two of him there in season 4. That would be fine by me.
We just got the team like fully fledged this season. I mean, maybe in like next season, at the end of next season, maybe like at the end of season 4 or at the beginning of season 5, they split, but I don't want them to split. We've just got them as a full-fledged badass team. I don't want it just for one season.
No, it could be like Justice League. Like they not necessarily a split, but at the same time they need to do their own thing. They can't just be at each other's hip.
Okay, so you're not talking about like a breakup of the team. You're just like, okay, we're
let's just do our own thing for a little bit, and if we need to get together, we get together. and maybe they
Well,
could do.
we've not even seen Titans Tower yet.
Well, we have, but it's not like a big T building in the middle of San Francisco Bay.
Which
like-
I'm totally fine with, by the way.
No, I want
totally.
that.
You are fine with that, or fine without it?
I'm fine with it not being a big T building in the middle of San Francisco
agree.
Bay.
I want it. I want it.
Look, I wouldn't hate it if we got it, but I still think it's a little absurd.
Well, it's no more absurd than the big massive Avengers Tower in New York.
But it looks like a normal building. You got a building that's on a small little island in the middle of San Francisco Bay. Like, what is that? Like, at least Avengers Tower is like in the middle of the city.
It's a bit weird as well regarding secret identity as well, because some of these guys, they're not like, it's a bit weird. They're kind of, it's a bit of a merger. Like Dick Grayson, he's still keeping his identity secret as Nightwing, but at the same time, like Superboy, he's just Superboy, isn't he? Like he's not like
they haven't really explored that yet. Like, they haven't explored.
Beast Boy is Beast Boy, Starfire is Starfire. Like they're not really being anybody else.
The thing is, because we've got Superboy, we could have Bizarro.
I mean, that's fine, I guess, but I would be more interested in seeing Superman, like just a cameo, not like
Superman's in this world. Yeah. Would you like what's his name from the CW?
Yeah, get him in.
I mean, it would be great because then we could have Superboy in the Superman outfit, like try to age him up a little bit, because he's a clone, so they're going to look exactly the same. They're going to sound exactly the same. I mean, maybe give him a different haircut. Like
if you got any hero, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like Booster Gold back would go. But that's because I love Booster Gold. So.
Who?
Booster Gold.
Who?
So say that again.
Booster Gold.
Booster
Gold.
God. We don't need, but come on.
Hey, Bandit.
DC's Deadpool.
He's not Deadpool.
That Booster Gold is.
He's a future guy as well, isn't he? I mean, if you want a future guy, you got it right here, motherfuckers. Bring this guy from the future.
I wouldn't mind them introducing Wally West, like the Kid Flash. I mean, I know we're getting kind of into like CW territory with that stuff, but it's all kind of like,
Well, you can imagine Wally West going, "Fuck this, man! Fuck!" But everyone's effing and jeffing, and I love it. I love it because
an older
it's keeping
version.
it real.
And honestly, I would want it to probably be like more of a comic accurate Wally West, kind of like a red, like a ginger.
I don't want Wally West. I want Bart Allen.
You want Bart Allen? You want future Allen? Okay, well, then you might get your Booster Gold if you're talking future stuff.
Well, I want Bart Allen because I think depending on how they write it, depending on how they write it, they can make it just a credible thing where Bart Allen has been around for a few years and it's no time travel bollocks. End of the day, like we have Superman, we have Batman, we have Wonder Woman. I gather there is a Justice League in this universe, so you could throw in the Flash as well. You know what I mean?
Well, it's even Red Arrow. I mean, I would love it if they got the actor who played Roy Harper on CW.
He's too old now, man. He's probably knocking into his 40s. That guy.
Is he?
You know what I mean? Yeah, he was like 35 when he came back.
Damn, I didn't realize he was that old.
So just to like tighten it up, what do you think is going to happen the rest of the season? Let's do speculations.
Well, I do think they need. I would like to see Red Hood win. You know what I mean? Like whatever he's trying to achieve, it would be nice to see him win.
So you're not just talking about win a battle. You're talking about win the war.
Win maybe I think eventually with villains, regardless of winning or losing, they end up losing anyway. But like he gets away with what he has to get away with. I don't think so sorry, that's just really thrown me off. I it's hard to say. Like I want him to be.
I was about to say, because you can't say you want him to win. He just did. He blew up Hank.
Yeah, right? I guess. But I don't want him to die. I don't want Red Hood to die. I'm not sure if there's any way of redeeming him because he fucking killed Hank. Yeah. You know what I mean? So how do you redeem him after that? Unless he's under some mind alteration. because it's kind of weird. He almost like had a split personality, because when he was on the phone to Hank, he seemed like a different person.
Yeah, but was he playing Hank, or was he like? I think he was just playing Hank at that point.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, because So, Cheetah, what would you like to see them do the rest of the season?
I don't know. I mean, just go. I kind of am along for this ride. I like where they're going. I like what they're doing. So I kind of want to see where they go. I mean, predictions wise, I mean, I feel like Zam. I kind of am along the same lines with Zam. I think Red Hood's going to get a lot of W's over the Titans. And then eventually he will lose in the end. But I feel like there's going to be a lot of W's in the Red Hood's column.
As long as he doesn't die.
I don't think he's going to die. I think they may make it seem like he dies. But I think the drug is going to play a factor into it. I really do. And that's where I think maybe Zam might be right about the split personality. Like, he does the drug thing, and then when he got beat to death while the drug was in his system, it created this psycho alternate personality, or whatever. And I don't know, some comic book shenanigans like that. But I don't want him to die. I don't feel like he should just join the Titans at the end of the season. I feel like he needs to, even if he does survive and we know it, he needs to
go nomad.
He needs to go off on his own. I wouldn't mind seeing Tim Drake's Robin, or at least the seeds of Tim Drake's Robin by the end. I don't want any new Titans, really. Like, I don't want any brand new Titans. I want to stew with this team right now. I want
Raven.
Huh?
No Raven. I want Raven to disappear, but I know she's coming back.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Donna Troy coming back, but it's like I want the current team that we have, like, including Raven and Donna, in my opinion, and even the Slade's daughter. What is her name? I don't even remember her. Huh?
Rose.
Yeah, it's Rose, but like, what was her superhero villain name?
It's what was it? It's sort of like Deathstroke, but it's not. It's something else like that. Like sort of like that.
Anyway,
Rose Wilson's good enough.
I mean, yeah. I wouldn't mind if any of them came back, but I don't want like we were saying about Kid Flash or Red Arrow, or I don't want any like new people. I want to sit with this team for a little bit. I want to see them bounce off of one another. There was some good character moments with the team in episodes 2 and 3, and honestly even in 1, especially in 3, because they were dealing with Jason Todd being the Red Hood, and you kind of saw those interactions. So I want to sit with this team for a while before we start getting like some big name additions to the team.
Do you think that they have a problem with like someone like a Superboy, because he's such a powerful character?
I mean,
it's very hard to use him.
Well, the thing about Superboy is that he doesn't have all of Superman's powers. He can't fly.
The only thing the only thing he can't do is he can't fly and he can't laser beam.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
Other than that, he's good to go. His strength is also not on par with Superman's.
But the guy can, he can stand in front of bullets, so he's good enough.
Yeah, but the thing is, he doesn't also the other thing he doesn't have Clark Kent's upbringing, because Clark Kent was brought up in like middle America, Midwest ethics.
Yeah, but still, I mean, he's not like the angry Superboy from Young Justice. I feel like he's. I like, as I said, I said
he seems very chilled.
I like this Superboy. I think it's a good
take
on Superboy. And I like the fact that he's somewhat of a techie. I kind of like that kind of change.
Yeah, I like his bromance with Beast Boy too.
Well, and it kind of reminds me of Cyborg and Beast Boy a little bit. Maybe not as eccentric, but I do kind of like it.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's somebody Cyborg. I mean,
you beat me to it.
Go on, start going. But you mentioned him.
Yeah, Cyborg from Doom Patrol. Like, what if they crossed him over in an episode or something? Like Beast Boy, Superboy.
I'm not sure if I want that Cyborg.
Huh?
No, I wouldn't mind. I'm not sure if I want that particular Cyborg, but Cyborg is always been that guy who's been both Justice League and Titans.
Mm-hmm.
He's been both pretty much. And
would you want maybe like a more adult Cyborg coming? Like maybe
for sure. Okay. A mentor Cyborg, maybe somebody who was with the Titans at a younger age, who left them to be part of the Justice League and stuff like that. I wouldn't mind that, because I think Cyborg is a fundamental part of the Titans in that sense, and it'll be good to see him if they could ever use him. But then again, we're asking for the Earth here, the Justice League itself is, after like a majority of the main players, they usually are a bit of a mixed bag. themselves. So you don't necessarily need Cyborg, but I wouldn't mind him because he's a familiar. But yeah.
I changed your name, Gary.
Okay. No, I'm not actually, it's more like Sneezy Hood than it is Sleepy Hood.
No problem. Shall we wrap this up then?
No, it's all right. I'm thinking myself, what do I want? I'll tell you what I want. I want. I don't know. I agree with you guys. I want Jason Todd to win a lot of battles. And maybe what he does to them has a lingering effect that lasts under. As long as we don't get the Arkham Knight, I'll be sorted with that. But I think that was only a video game. Trying to think what else I'd want. But also, what I would love to see is, as I said, we just see Batman once in the full cowl and just.
No, I don't want that.
And just go up to Barbara and tell her that he's sorry what happened, stuff like that. Just because I think it needs to be special when they do it.
I don't think Ian Glenn could pull it off. I really don't think you'd have to put him in the most padded suit on the planet. You know what I mean?
No, he's a pretty cheap guy for a guy in his 50s.
He's like 59. I just don't think he can pull it off. Even though he'll be his face will be mostly obscured and stuff like that. I'm not so sure. I
think that was a terrible casting.
He's in shape, so and the thing is,
you can be in shape, but you got to have some bulk to you if you're going to be Batman.
But Ben Affleck's not really the most muscle-bound person in the history of the universe.
Mate, do you see what he did to himself for Batman versus Superman? He fucking tanked himself, mate.
He's humongous.
He tanked himself, man. You know what I mean? He was in amazing shape.
He looked like Chris Hemsworth. He was huge.
I have no problem if they got a nobody as well. I would have been fine with that,
Honestly, the actor. I mean, if the actor that played Superboy was a little older, he kind of looks like he's got the Batman physique, and he kind of looks like a Bruce Wayne. You know what I mean? I mean, honestly, if they would have casted him as Bruce Wayne and aged
I think what they're going for is more seasoned Bruce Wayne. So I think that's the reason they cast Ian Glenn. That he's more seasoned.
They're going way too seasoned. They burnt that shit to a crisp.
Well, I mean, England's got the gravitas for it. Let's put it that way. So
I'll tell you what. If you want somebody who's like a big, muscular, older guy, you should go for. I know it sounds a bit weird, but somebody like Ron Perlman. You know what I mean? He's tall, he's older, and he's got a physique about him. You know what I mean? He's a broad-shouldered guy. He might not necessarily be the ideal Bruce Wayne, but neither is Ian Glenn. So and Ian Glenn, like Bruce Wayne's usually black haired as well. If you're going for a white guy to play him, this is like a blonde hair.
He's balding.
Yeah.
Well,
I get it. I mean, I get it. They want a seasoned Batman, but as I said, I think they went too seasoned.
Yeah. Well, Batman's a tall guy too, so as well. But anyway.
Okay.
So just fill around the hair, sorry.
No problem. Don't worry, you're not balding at all, mate. You're good.
No, that's right. But yes, I'm trying to think. But again, what else do I want to see? I also want to see, how, maybe Dove changes through what happened to Hank. Does she become a totally different person? Does she become psychopathic?
I feel like Dove is.
I think she's definitely going to go through some changes.
Oh yeah.
But I think she's going to go full on vigilante. And she's going to go solo for a bit.
I wonder if she's. Somebody said that they saw something somewhere about Huntress, and I wonder if she's. I wonder if she's going to become Huntress, because although the Dove character has not been Huntress, I wonder if she's going to start a different moniker from Dove now that Hank is gone, and going to become the Huntress moniker. I've heard that rumor that.
That's good. Yeah.
And I mean,
that would be fine with me. That's a good merger.
I mean, she'll have the white hair and everything still, but I mean, she's going to have the Huntress moniker rather than the Dove moniker.
But the thing is that Dove and Hawk and Dove have been lovers for years, for centuries, literally for thousands and thousands of years. I think they first hooked up in Egyptian times, and they've just been dying off for years and years and years.
Hawk and Dove
oh,
have been both men as well, by the way. They've
Yeah,
been men
Hawk-
in certain
they've been
editions.
both female, they're both male. It must be like they're two souls destined to be together. Then one of them dies, and then like and the cycle goes on.
Didn't they do that with Hawkman and
Hawkgirl.
Girl.
Hawkwoman in
that's what I'm talking about.
Hawk Girl in
That's Hawkman.
in the CW. That's what they did. They do that on Legends of Tomorrow. They did that, didn't they? Like lovers who
Get
who
reincarnated.
constantly get reincarnated.
Yeah, but they're aliens too. Like that. That's why that whole thing. That's so convoluted and weird. But I mean, from the comic books, it's like they're aliens and they keep reincarnating and they're drawn to one another, and it's weird.
But I said but I know that
I've never been a fan of the Hawks. Like,
all right. So, wrap up. What do you think of this season so far? So I'll start with myself. I thought this has been the best season of Titans so far by quite some distance. I thought number 2 was a vast improvement of number 1 with Deathstroke and stuff like that. And the guy who played Deathstroke was so good as Deathstroke. But this has been a bit of an elevation from that. I don't really like the actor who plays Jason Todd because I think he's a whiny little bitch. But I think that's the whole point of Jason Todd. But apart from that, apart from a couple of odd casting choices, which I agree with you two on, I think it's been a thoroughly great season so far, and I hope they continue. Sam, what do you think?
I think this has been the best of the 3 seasons so far, and I'm only 3 episodes in. Pacing is good. Obviously, we have our issues regarding like Jason Todd being a fucking criminal mastermind so soon, and how he's become Red Hood pretty much after he died. But hopefully those could be answered in later episodes. But it's been very good so far. Fantastic. I mean, even though I love Hawk, I have to give him credit for killing him off. Because I like him that much.
That was a hit.
Yeah.
Right here.
And you can tell. Yeah, you can tell where the story can go in various directions after this. I like the fact that they introduced Tim Drake. Which was, I don't say necessarily inevitable, but it's a cool little thing. I like that they're doing a Hannibal Lecter thing with the Scarecrow, and I guess I'm okay with Barbara Gordon being commissioner. It's all right. I mean, like they're really giving us a who's who of the DC universe right now, and so I'm happy. I'm very happy with this. I can't wait for the next episode. I really can't. I give this a solid 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 solid. Yeah, very happy with it.
I was actually going to say I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Like they're checking all the boxes for me. As Zam already touched on, there were a couple things that don't make sense, but I'll get over it. It's nitpicky, but at the same time, I like the direction they're going. I like the improvements they're making, and I just really hope they keep it up and they don't fall flat. Like, I really want them. I want this to be. I've said since the beginning, the Titans has potential to be a really great show. Even in season 1, I said this has potential. We just gotta figure out where they're going with it, and they have.
Fuck Batman. Remember that?
Yeah. I like that line. I like
no,
that
but
line.
the point is, people made a big issue about swearing in Titans, and now no one gives a shit.
Yeah, no, like I didn't. I thought it was a great line when he said "fuck Batman" in the trailer. I was like, I'm in. I was like, that's awesome. And as I said, season 1 had its struggle, a lot of struggle. Season 2 was a vast improvement, as Gary said. Like season 3, this is seriously a solid 9 out of 10 for me. And I get it. I'm the Marvel boy. I want everything to be good. I want this to be good. I love the Titans, and they're doing what I want. So
it's the best DC content out there at the moment, in my opinion. Better than what CW is offering, because I got burnt out on CW. At least
I will say that I keep on recommending this series to you, Staggo, but it's real great.
Yep. Okay, I'll try to look into that. I'll talk to you about it after we end the stream. Actually,
yeah, we were going to talk to you about that. So let's wrap it up.
Yeah,
that's you, boss man.
That's you.
Okay,
you, boss man.
So, Tia, what did you think? Oh, yeah, you said that.
I already said what I thought.
Okay, so with that said, hopefully we can get with the next special episode. We'll review that. I don't know. Is there anything coming up in the calendar, Zab, that you or Tito that you got in the works that you wrote promote while we're here?
Yeah, I'm glad you actually mentioned that. That's good of you. We obviously we're still doing What If, which is something that which is recently started, which is to do with the Marvel content. I recently did the episode of the Bad Batch, so if you want to have a look at that as well, that would be pretty cool. I don't know if there's any other DC content coming out at the moment.
No, Titans, and then Doom Patrol comes out. I think in the end of September is when Doom Patrol season 3 comes out.
Fair enough. I haven't watched any of that, by the way.
Every Thursday we're doing Lower Decks.
Oh yes, I'm glad you mentioned. I knew there was something missing. Star Trek as well. So yeah, the Star Trek Lower Decks, the best Star Trek out there at this moment in time, as far as I am concerned. The breath of fresh air of the Star Trek universe.
Picard and Discovery.
Yeah, and I like Discovery.
That as I said, well, Picard's not that good a show, to be honest with you, in my personal opinion. But yeah,
I agree with you, boss man. But I put up with it because it's Star Trek. Discovery has improved tremendously from season 3. And
it's literally
and Lower Decks has been good. Yeah, and Lower Decks has been good from the first episode of season 1. So I'm not sure if you can check it on the Facebook page, but I posted a clip of the death of Shax, the character from season 1 of Lower Decks, and that is the only death. And we've had so many deaths in Star Trek, significant deaths, even the death of fucking Spock, but nevertheless. The only death that made me cry, made me my throat fucking tighten, was fucking the death of Shax. That really hit me so fucking hard. And we were talking about 10, 25-minute episodes where he's just a background character who said fuck all and only had the quick comment now and again. And when he died, I was devastated. You know what I mean? And this is a show. This is a comedy show, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Tito, anything of yours you want? Your content you want to promote?
No, just that. I mean, we're going to be doing. I think this upcoming week we'll have like a fan film reaction coming out or something. We'll have some content coming out this week. But right now we're kind of currently in our review blitz where we have like multiple shows to review. So you might see the fan film slow down a little bit. You might see during our blitz. So just keep an eye out if you like the fan films. We're going to keep trying to get some out there, but they're just not going to be as frequent as they have been recently. So. But yeah, I mean, also you can check out my gaming channel, Milquetoast Gaming. It's one of the preferred channels on this channel.
Nice.
I do gaming over there. My girlfriend and my kids all do gaming. It's just kind of a fun hobby that we do.
I might be doing some. Sorry, boss man. You might catch me gaming on this channel. Mm-hmm. Now and again as well. I still have to finish off Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and I do some Hearthstone now and again as well, and which is one of the greatest games you guys should ever play.
Okay, and that's it for me. So I'll wrap it up, and please, we're YouTube. We're the greatest YouTube channel you've never heard of, and we'll see you next time.
Damn right. Bye.